Okay, next tutorial. This time I'm dressed up as one of my own creations that is very loosely inspired by Valentine's Day. I knew I wanted to do some kind of romantic... I don't know what I did. This is... This is what happens when I sit down and try to do something lovely and I end up with this. I had a lot of fun doing it, don't get me wrong, but I can never do something just pretty. It has to be demonic. I do like the direction this makeup went with though. It kind of invents its own story. Like this could be a character kind of like a demon of anti-love where you could summon them to get revenge on your ex where he'll eat their heart. Or give them chocolates. This is fresher. Yummy. It's a fun character. So if you'd like to learn how to recreate this makeup for yourself, stay tuned. Okie dokie, so to get things started, let's quickly talk about the prosthetic that I'm going to be using. So this is a piece I got from mostlydead.com. I'll pop that link on the screen there if you wanted to check them out. They are awesome. The link in the description bar will also give you a discount off your order if you wanted to get something for yourself. So this is the prosthetic that I've chosen for today's look. It's really, really interesting looking, isn't it? I've not done one before that has the eyes partially covered. It's made of foam latex, has these gorgeous thin edges, and to my knowledge, I've not actually seen anyone use this prosthetic yet, so I'm not actually sure how new it is, but it's really interesting looking, isn't it? Now, because the eyes are partially covered, I'm going to colour my eyes in first. I've not really done that before, to be honest, but I think it'll be a lot easier than trying to get a brush in these little holes. So before I stick the piece down, I'm going to take a Superstar Black face paint and I'm going to colour in just over my eyelids, up to my brow bone and maybe a little tiny bit underneath my eye. We don't want to go too far because then when we stick the piece down, it will kind of mix with the paint and it will just make a mess. So I'm just going to quickly go colour my eye area in. So there we go. It doesn't need to be neat because we're not going to be seeing those edges. So I've already lined my prosthetic up with my eyes to make sure that no skin tone comes through that area. So now we can stick the prosthetic down. So whenever I stick my foam latex prosthetics down, I like to use Prostick. It's one of my favourite prosthetic adhesives. And to use the Prostick, I take a paper-based cotton bud, dip it in the Prostick and apply it to the middle of my prosthetic. So because this is a full face piece, I like to work in the middle and work outwards, sticking it down as I go. That way everything lines up and there's no air bubbles. So I'm going to apply it to the middle of the prosthetic, then the corresponding area, so my nose, let it go tacky for a few seconds and then stick that down. Then we can apply some more Prostick going around the face bit by bit, sticking things down as we go so it all nicely sticks down and conforms to the face. Then once everything is nicely stuck down, we can take some more Prostick and another cotton bud and we can start applying that to the edges of our prosthetic. So make sure when you do that, you roll in one direction going away from the edges so we don't lift anything up. And then when it dries, it'll act as a nice sealant and it'll also blend off the latex to the face. Then, once the glue's nice and dry, we can start colouring in the foundation. So whenever I do a makeup that includes quite a large foam latex prosthetic, I like to use Skin Illustrator makeup palettes, which are alcohol activated colours. They're just really good for layering up colours and making everything look nice and translucent. So the Skin Illustrator palette that I'm going to be using is the American Horror palette, just because it has some really nice shades that I want to use for this makeup. And to activate these colours, you need 99% alcohol. I thought a really nice complexion for this character would be to have a skin tone. I wanted to see what it'd look like, especially with these really exaggerated facial expressions. Obviously, I'm going to make it look a little bit more demonic and add some veins in there maybe, and maybe some purples around the eyes. We'll see as it goes on. So I'm going to start by applying a deep purple sporadically all across the face and my neck. That way when I add more and more different colours in random different places, it will start making it harder to tell where the foam latex ends of my skin begins. So I'm going to take a medium fluffy brush, dip it in the colour and then sporadically apply that around my face and neck. Then I can go in with some more colours. I'm going to be using these three here to start off with, just different random peaches and yellow tones that I'm going to use to break up some of the purple. This is one of those stages where it can take a while. You want to build up the layers and try to just break everything up really, because you don't want just like one tone of colour, you want there to be variation throughout. I'm then going to introduce a new colour to the overall complexion, and that is this deep green. So I'm going to apply that in exactly the same way. I'm going to go over my entire face and my neck in random areas. By using the green, it will tone everything a little bit down and make everything look a tiny bit more sickly. Then, before I do anything else to the complexion, I'm going to take another skin illustrator. This one is the Effects palette, just because it's got a black shade in there. And I'm going to take that colour on a medium fluffy brush, and I'm going to apply that in between wherever these throngs, I love saying that word, throngs of flesh, another good word, yuck, basically over the eye area, just going in between and blending it away. I'm also going to apply that over the mouth and around the corners of the mouth and the nose area. It's not going to be a block colour, it's going to be more kind of bruising, if that makes sense. I'm then going to take a really sharp angle brush and a really deep blue from the FX palette, and I'm just going to draw on some little wiggly veins. So to do that, kind of think lightning bolts, but we want it to have varying degrees of thickness. So we're just going to trail these going towards the centre of the face in random motions. There we are. Some of them are more subtle than others, but it does help to tie everything together, I think. Then whilst I'm working with the small angle brush, I'm going to take the black colour from the FX palette, and I'm just going to lightly trace over some of these more detailed lines going around the eyes and down the face. So just to accentuate, say, the angry brow and a few more of these expression lines like the snarl around the nose. So I'm going to leave the face for now and come back to that later, but for now I'm going to focus on the chest area because I know my costume is going to have this whole area exposed. So I'm actually going to draw a symbol just about here on my chest. It doesn't really matter too much what design you use as long as it kind of ties everything together just to make everything look overly demonic. The design that I'm going to be using is relatively basic, but it'd be interesting to see if you guys know where it's from. Please let me know in the comments below if you do know where it's from, because I'll be super interested to see if anyone gets it. So I'm going to start by taking a makeup pencil. This one is a Kryolan Faceliner in black. It doesn't really matter what pencil you use as long as it leaves a mark and it's easy to remove if you make a mistake. And I'm just going to start lightly tracing on the shape. I also should point out, to get a perfect circle shape, I'm going to be using a lid. I'm actually going to be using one off of a Mayron synthetic wax. And I'm just going to coat the edge of this lid with the Superstar Black face paint. That way it will leave a nice imprint when I push it down. Okie dokie, so it doesn't need to be excessively neat because the next step is going to be coating it in fake blood. So the blood that I'm going to be using is by Fleet Street Bloodworks. It's their dark blood that I actually got from Pam. I'll pop that link in the description bar below. So I'm going to take the fake blood and I'm going to trace around the circle and the star itself, but not the symbols. So the next step is completely optional. I myself am not going to do it until the very end of this video because I think it will change the look quite a bit, and that is to apply some more of the same Fleet Street fake blood to my face. Now it could be overkill, to be honest, because there's quite a lot of details going on there, which is why I'm going to do it at the end just so you can see the look with the blood and without. But just to explain the method of what I'm going to do, and it's not going to be applying too much blood because I don't want to hide any of these details that we worked on. I'm just going to apply it to some of these holes around the eye area and let it trickle down. I might also do the same to the mouth. But until we do that at the end of this video, I think for now I'm going to pop on a costume, pop on a wig, and we'll see what it looks like. And there we go. That's my look, officially complete. So I finished off the look by popping on a costume that I actually got from buycostumes.com. I'll pop that link in the description bar below. It's this gorgeous kind of Victorian dress. I also popped on this medium length black wavy wig that I got from eBay. And I finished the look off by popping on a homemade black veil. I think it adds to the character and kind of adds a mini story. Like this could be kind of like an anti-bride type thing. Like the demon of a jilted lover, that kind of thing. Oh, fun. The only other thing that might complete this look would be a heart. Tasty. And yeah, so that's my makeup tutorial. I really hope you all enjoyed it. I really love making these kind of looks up on the spot. I never really know what they're going to turn into. It was always going to be interesting, like I took Valentine's Day and did this. It was never going to be just pretty, was it? So yeah, thanks everyone so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed this makeup. If you did like it, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye fluffies!